Hi there, thank you for joining my second edition of my West Point story. I'm Alana Maya, and today I'm going to be talking about recommendations for school and extracurriculars and what exactly West Point is looking for. So, just starting off with the basics of GPA, ACT, SAT wise. For the GPA, although there's no minimum that they're asking for to have the best shot of getting in, you should aim to be in the top 20 to 25% of your class nationwide, meaning above a 3.9, 4.0 or so GPA. And regarding the SAT and ACTs, they're looking for a 1360 to 1400 SAT or a 30 to 32 ACT. My recommendation is if you know that your ACT or SAT won't be the best of the best, it's good to balance it out with a higher than average GPA because it's all about balance in any application for college, not even just for West Point. My recommendations for that are to take a lot of honors and AP classes because taking honor and AP classes is important and it shows that you're pushing yourself and that you're not afraid of taking on things that require more work and dedication than the norm. West Point is very tough academically and it will be very challenging, and they even compare academically to like Ivy League schools. So they like to see that you're not only challenging yourself with more difficult classes, but they're also going to do well in those challenging classes and get good grades in them. Other ways to increase your GPA are through summer school classes that the school offers, and also courses at local colleges like Sinclair is offered at Mason. The good thing about college courses is that they offer more weight than regular courses, and if you get really good grades in them, they can boost your GPA. And summer classes, like although you have to come in a bit during the summer, it's also extra classes that you get to add on to help raise your GPA more. And MHS provides a lot of summer school and Sinclair classes that other schools don't, and it's good to take advantage of what like our school offers. Extracurricular wise, when it comes to clubs and interests, it's important to note that it's not about the quantity but the quality of what you do in those organizations. Like, it's better to belong to less clubs but have leadership positions in them, and knowing that what you're doing is really important in them instead of belonging to like 20 clubs and just being a member and not doing anything. Leadership is really important because it shows that you're interested in said leadership, but it can also be like outside of school. Like, as long as you're involved and you're leading groups of people, they really like to see that. Like, for example, during COVID, when we had the lockdown, I wasn't able to do any of my clubs, I wasn't able to work, I wasn't able to do anything. So I decided to open up a tutoring program because I'm Hispanic and I like to, help other kids with their Spanish classes. And I reached out to a bunch of kids in the middle school and the high school that were taking online classes, and I just decided to tutor them because teaching people Spanish and helping them with their classes is something that I enjoy doing. So I decided to start something so that I was able to lead people and do that. So that's just like one example of what you can do, because not everyone likes the clubs that there's offered at school. But for example, MHS lets you start your own clubs. They're very open with letting you do what you want to do and what you're interested in, and taking advantage of the opportunities is very important. And there's not even just clubs too. Volunteering is also important because it shows that you care about others, like about your community, your country, not just yourself, and that you're willing to spend like that time and effort in helping other people. And there's so many options available when it comes to volunteering to do your interests. Like, what's important is you demonstrating that you have the ability to like organize something and successfully do it, that you can participate in something, make a difference. It's important to show initiative, and that's exactly what they're looking for. And I love volunteering. What I would do is I would help work in making food for kids whose parents are working two jobs and can't afford to make food for their kids or have the time for it. Like, I just really liked helping people who didn't have enough money for food, didn't have enough time with their parents to help them with school. So I enjoyed tutoring, I enjoyed doing that. You just need to do like what you enjoy doing, because if you go to volunteering for like 5 hours one weekend and you're not having any fun, you're not interested in it, it's going to be horrible. You want to do something that you'll look forward to and that you'll leave happy with what you just did. Another thing that they look for is sports, and participating in sports is super important because they're looking for well-rounded applicants, and being fit is critical because it's the Army. Being in a varsity team is even better if possible, but if not, even participating in any like competitive team, like travel soccer or something else works, but they just like to see that you're doing something athletically and you're not solely focusing on your academics. They like to see a big, like a lot of, I don't know how to word it. Like, they like to see you're being academic. They like to see you're getting involved. They like to see that you're social. They like to see that you're working out. Like, they like to see a lot of different aspects. They don't just want to see one thing. And the challenges that I'll be facing in West Point fall into four main categories. They fall into academic, systemic, physical, and social. And when they're looking at your offer, they need to be certain that you're going to succeed in all four of those categories and that you've already been challenged in them. And like you're used to have a challenging schedule, which is why they're looking for so much and asking for so much, because they want to know that when you go there, you won't struggle as much because you're already used to having such a diverse and packed schedule. And well, yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining in on my podcast, and be sure to tune in on my next one coming soon, where I'll be talking about the ACT, SAT scores more in depth.